I nodded. Holding the marriage certificate felt surreal. Who would have thought I'd marry a man I barely knew? I met Callum during a business trip for a project. Later, I learned he was also from Northern City. Since we're married, I'll spend this week severing ties with my past. I started packing at home, calculating the money the Carter family spent on my upbringing. But the debt was more than I could handle alone. Nervously, I called Callum, and without hesitation, he transferred the money. I felt uneasy, wanting to express gratitude. Design us the most unique and luxurious wedding attire in the world. I just bought some sapphires for you to use. Come home soon. Home, do I have one now? Callum's laugh was hearty and joyful, filling me with an inexplicable emotion. Since we met, he'd always praised my skills. After our union, he provided resources, connecting me with top clients and opportunities. I couldn't shake the unease and wanted to express my gratitude, then create the most unique and luxurious wedding attire in the world for us. I recently purchased some sapphires, all for you to use. I'll be waiting for you at home. Home? Do I really have a home? Griffin Taylor's laughter was hearty and joyful, and an indescribable warmth filled my heart. From the moment we first met, he has always praised my abilities. After our arranged marriage, he spared no effort in providing me with opportunities, allowing me to connect with better resources and high-profile clients. I could tell he wanted to give me the best, hoping to see me reach the highest level. Meanwhile, the Carter family gave all the best to Eloise Bennett, leaving me with mere scraps. They even put Eloise's name on my designs. Thinking of this, my smile gradually faded. Maddox was right. At one time, I couldn't leave them. But now, everything is different. True love isn't about binding someone, it's about giving them freedom and support. When I got home, I realized that what Griffin casually mentioned buying were actually top-tier gems from an auction. Each was worth a fortune. I couldn't help but marvel at it. 2 days later, late at night, I faintly heard a subtle sound outside the door. I told you she couldn't leave us. She talked big, but look, she's back obediently. I struggled to get up, only to find Maddox had snatched the sketch from under my hand. Our wedding is about to be held. What's the use of doing this now? Of course, it wasn't for me and him. Without a word, I grabbed back the sketch. He frowned slightly, changing his tone. Eloise did it for you too. She made a new wedding dress to apologize to you. You should thank her. Anyway, we're getting officially married next week. Don't be angry, okay? It's always like this. Whether it's our anniversary or my birthday, they always brought Eloise, turning my moment into hers, making her the most dazzling protagonist on the scene. Even now, they've left me alone for 2 days for Eloise, without a single inquiry. Too tired to care, I responded perfunctorily without even lifting my head. Only then did Maddox relax, and an unwilling Carter walked in from the door. Dahlia, it was our fault during the day. The Carter family always welcomes you. I nodded slightly, and Maddox finally took out a gift box, breathing a sigh of relief. As the lid of the gift box slowly opened, it revealed a worn wedding dress with mud spots on it. They held the gift box like it was a hot potato, instantly becoming at a loss. I laughed, my gaze filled with irony. Carter mumbled, maybe someone misplaced it, and the boxes looked similar. I made a mistake. Maddox chimed in, some guests are just careless, you know. The guest they mentioned, needless to say, was Eloise. Since she appeared, the passenger seat became exclusively hers, and every trace of me was wiped clean. But now, my heart had changed, and their explanation stirred no emotion in me. Carter and Maddox appeared slightly unsettled. Dahlia, are you not angry anymore? I was about to speak when they quickly added, if there's any issue, take it out on us, don't trouble Eloise. It's nothing, I won't trouble you anymore. They exchanged glances, surprised by my rare compliance. Just then, my phone rang, and they left using it as an excuse. Not even going to give the gift? I asked softly. They awkwardly left the gift box behind and quickly departed. You can open it yourself. There's medicine in the first aid kit. The door closed, and the clock struck midnight. I knew it was another birthday spent alone. You forgot. Today is my birthday, I whispered to myself. I booked a flight for the day after tomorrow and headed to the cemetery alone. My parents' death anniversary is also my birthday, and every time I remember, it feels like a knife twisting in my heart. On that birthday, I insisted on hiking, but we encountered a mudslide, and it was my parents who used their lives to push me to safety. Griffin always comforted me. They sacrificed themselves to save you because they loved you more than anything. The best thing you can do is to show them you're happy. It was the first time I heard such words. Before, everyone only blamed me. Outside the cemetery, I unexpectedly found Carter and Maddox digging at my parents' graves. I was shocked. Rushing forward, what are you doing? They hesitated for a moment, then said self-righteously, Eloise's bunny died, and this place has good feng shui. We wanted to find another spot. This is my parents' grave, I shouted in anger. Eloise appeared, you crazy woman. I won't let you hurt them. She tried to push me, but I blocked her. She fell to the ground. I held the urn tightly, tears streaming down. They had been favored by my parents, yet now, for a pet, they wanted to dig up my parents' graves. Seeing my tears, Carter seemed momentarily dazed. Maddox crouched down first, trying to comfort me. The dead can't come back, Dahlia. I raised my hand, ready to slap him. But Eloise suddenly lunged, taking the hit, and fell to the ground. It's okay, Maddox, as long as you're fine. I just hope Dahlia can forgive me. She knelt before me, sobbing an apology, but I knew I had held back, barely grazing her cheek. The next moment, their sympathy for me turned to anger. Carter held my head, forcing it to the muddy ground. Maddox also pinned my knees, forcing me to kneel before the toppled urn. You killed your parents, and now you want to kill Eloise? You're so malicious. Your parents died because of you. I struggled in vain, their words cutting deep like blades. Behind them, Eloise smirked triumphantly at me. Then, she picked up the urn and smashed it hard on the ground. Maddox hesitated, then gritted his teeth. I'll have someone clean up your parents' ashes. What matters now is fixing your temper. I screamed, trying to break free, but their guards held me tight. In my despair, Griffin suddenly appeared at the other end of the exit. Hope flashed in my eyes, and I cried out for help.